Wallace. I was Biggie's mom. I mean, I didn't even know who the heck I was. And, you know, there was great misconception about Voletta Wallace. You know, people look at a rapper, first of all, that they view the parents or parent as illiterate, simply because of what the rappers wrote about. Many of them were drug addicts, you know, welfare recipients. You know, I'm not putting down those people, but I was not those people. You know, Christopher was 352 pounds, 6'4", you know, okay? That little woman, that's not Biggie's mom. So I really needed to talk about me, where I'm coming from, and hopefully where I'd like to go. You know, my dreams, my aspirations, how I got where I am. I didn't become who I am because of Christopher. You know, I had an apartment, a 7.5 room apartment, and yes, during that time I was building a house. I hadn't planned on retired. You know, I have my beautiful life.
Right.
You know, but then after my son passed away, I gave up teaching. I taught for 25 years. I gave up teaching because I couldn't walk into the classroom. I was getting so much love from the children, but my heart wasn't in the hug. You know, here are these beautiful children, innocent children, giving me so much love. But what I'm giving them is not real. I was painting inside. I want to hear Biggie's music everywhere I go. Miss Wallace, we're going to hear some more of Biggie's music. And then I know we had a couple of new pieces there. I've spoken to Jay-Z earlier and told him whenever I'm doing a project, I would like for him to be on it. Afeni Shakur, like I said before, and I had a beautiful relationship, and she wanted Christopher to be on Tupac's last album. And I said, okay, then whenever I come out with Christopher, could Tupac be on? And I said, of course. So we did that, and you know, Faith, I always wanted Faith. I wanted Bob Marley. You know, I always wanted Bob Marley and Christopher to do something, or both of them to collaborate together. So when Puffy talked about duets, I said, wow, that would be nice. You know, Fat Joe came, oh, I want to do that. And most of Christopher's, you know, associates came, Ludacris, who have never been with Christopher, Jagged Edge, who have never done anything with Christopher. Everybody wants to, I want to do something with Biggie. And that's how it came about. You know, we sat together, we talked about it. But that was my only child. And for me just to, you know, take this and said, here, do it. You know, that would be, to me, that would be separating myself from my son. And that was my son, no doubt about it. I have to be a part of it. And not only that, he has two beautiful children who, you know, his estate is responsible for, so I have to provide for them too. Christopher was a gentle, kind young man. Adores his children, respect his elders. Christopher would never use the word damn, or I'm going to say the word shit, in a room with, I would say, anyone over 35. If someone would use that word, he would, what's wrong with you? Don't you see? Woman in the he's the type of person who opens door for an elderly. He sees his neighbors walking down with a bag, he would help them. And it's from here, you know, it's from the heart. He was very, very kind, very, very giving. You know, he's like, he would say to me sometimes, I would say, Christopher, why are you doing so much for your friends? They go, Mom, come on now, they need it. You know, Mom, you know, they're not like you and me. You know, these kids needed help. Oh, don't get me wrong, Mom. I have 100. I'm not going to give them all the 100. I'm going to give them 50 and keep 50 back. You know, he was that honest, but he was very giving. And nobody knew that. You know, nobody sensed that. They sensed the entertainer who the world craves for, and you know, out there they don't know that private side of him. He cries when his friend is hurt. he worries over his mother because she has cancer and he doesn't want her to die. You know, he's the type of, he doesn't want to come to the hospital to see her because he was afraid that what he sees, you know, he won't be able to take it. When his son was born and the doctor said, here, cut the umbilical cord, he says, no, I'm not going to hurt the baby. I don't want to hurt the baby. And then he goes, Mom, I'm so glad I didn't do it. Because when he did it, I saw the blood, and oh my God, I would think I would hurt CJ. I'm so glad I didn't do it. That's the man that he was. You know, he had a heart condition, and that's what many people do. Well, I tried very hard not to put too much energy on it. Before, it bothered me because I know that's not true. Everything that's bad is not hip-hop. And I said it, I've been doing so many interviews, I said it before. You know, these rappers talk of killing and shooting and they defamed women. But if you go out there, you hear these music, the Tupacs, the Christophers, the Jay-Z, the Ja Rule, the Busta Rhymes, and the Ludacris, you name them. And you're gonna listen to what they're saying, and you're gonna take a knife or a gun, and you're gonna kill because they said to kill, or if they said to kill. It simply means that you're not educated enough. It simply means that you don't have a heart. It simply means that you don't have the love for your brother. Because if you had that love, you would not be hurting them. So these youths that going over there killing, they need to be educated to know that when these rappers rap, they are speaking of a culture, they're speaking of an experience, maybe it's imaginary also, and that does not give you the right to go do it. You can listen to it, or you can walk away. You don't have to listen to it. But what these youth need, they need a model. They need a support system to encourage them that all that is just some young man rhyming. Some young man is trying to make some music, trying to make a life, and you don't have to kill or pattern what they're saying to hurt somebody. I never knew Afeni prior to my son's death. And when my son passed away, I never reached out to him. And the reason for that, well, never, I would say in about a year, about a year or so. And the reason for that, I knew the relationship that my son had with Tupac. He told me, Ma, Tupac is just trying to, he calls him Duke. Duke is just trying to sell some records. He's an actor, intelligent actor. So what he's doing, it's all an act. I'm not gonna, feed into it and we talk about that. And that's what my son said to me, and I believed him. He had nothing to do with Tupac's death, because the night Tupac was shot, he came in very sad. I said, what happens if my Pac's been shot? And sometimes he calls him Pac, sometimes he calls him Duke. And I said, what happened? He said, some fool tried to rob him. I said, oh my God, Christopher, why did he fight back? I said, Ma, you know how hard it is to go out there and work for what you have, and to just have some fools come and steal it away. You are gonna fight back. I don't blame him for fighting back. So my son told me that, and I believe my son. But at the same time, I don't know what Tupac said to Afeni. Now, if Tupac said to Afeni, Ma, Mommy, Big and his friends tried to hurt me or whatever, if I was Afeni, I'm gonna believe it. So until Afeni can say to me, Voletta, I don't believe it, and that's fine. So I kept myself to myself and hope and pray that, we would meet one day.